Check, check, check. Mic check. All right. Here we go. Live on Instagram, live on YouTube. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? So, I'm going to get started here. We're going to be going over basically why Miami condo owners are in a lot of trouble for 2025 and 2026. Uh, After Surfside happened, there was 98 people that died. Surfside was a building that collapsed up in like north in Surfside, but it's like north of Miami Beach, right? So 98 people died, and there were a bunch of studies. They looked into that and they were trying to figure out why the building collapsed. There were a lot of reasons as to why the building collapsed. A lot of it was to do with the poor engineering of the building. Something was wrong with the pool construction, and also the HOA board didn't want to collect reserve funds and do the work necessary to keep the building where it needed to be. So throughout all those issues and a lack of the building having reserves, the building collapsed and people passed away, right? So now in 2025, January 1st of 2025, there's a new law. It's called SB 4D. And it's basically stating that condos in Florida that are 3 stories or taller can no longer waive their right to collect reserves. So that means all the years where they haven't collected reserves, they now have to catch up before January 1st of 2025, and they are scrambling. They are scrambling to collect dollars from condo owners. There's going to be a ton of special assessments coming. There's going to be a ton of fee increases coming. Now, I know in Miami in particular, we have seen a lot of special assessments already and some fee increases already. Typically, the fee goes up every year because of insurance, but I'm talking in 2025 and 2026, the fee increases are going to be absolutely insane. And that's because they're trying to catch up from all of the money that they didn't collect previously. So we got some big changes in 2025. Now, let's talk about the board of directors of a condo. So a condo is run by a board of directors, and the board of directors is appointed by all the condo owners. So if you own a condo in a building, you go to the meetings and you can vote for president, vice president, um, different roles within the board of directors. And they basically are supposed to act on behalf of all the condo owners, right? So they're previously they didn't collect reserves and collect the money necessary because they didn't want to pay out of pocket, and none of the condo and a lot of the condo owners in the building didn't want to pay out of pocket because it was so expensive. So they were basically kicking the can down the road, trying to keep the building just safe enough and just full of funds enough to where they could live out their to so they could live it out and then sell the condo and then have somebody else deal with the problem, right? So now the condo boards can no longer do that. They have to collect the funds. They have to make the necessary repairs. They have to keep the building safe. So it's a big change. Condo boards are being held to a higher standard as they should be. So what determines how much money they're going to have to collect? Well, it's called a SIRS report. SIRS report. Structural integrity reserve study. Now, an engineer comes in and they do basically a thorough review of the building. They look at the structure, the pool, the stucco, the windows, the balcony, everything. They look at the whole entire building and they put together a report, and they give everything on that report a useful life. So let's say the building was built in 2000. It's 2024 right now, right? So let's say that the let's say that some of the let's say the stucco on the side of the building had a 30-year useful life. That means that the stucco should last about 30 years. Now, the example that we're talking about, the building was built in 2000. Today it's 2024. The life expectancy and useful life of the stucco was 30 years. So today is 2024. So we take the 30 years minus 24. That's a 6-year remaining useful life left. So the engineer is going to come in and say, okay, there's 6 years left remaining. And after these 6 years are up, it's going to cost $3 million to repair all the stucco on the building. So for the past 24 years, they haven't been collecting reserves to replace the stucco. That's going to cost $3 million. They have 6 years left till they need to replace the stucco. So I'm not going to do the math on that, but think about how much per year you would take 30 years divided by 3 million, and then you would get your answer there. I can't do that math in my head, even though it's super simple right now. But you would basically get that, and there's 6 years remaining. So the building is now going to have to collect 24 years of reserves that weren't collected for the stucco on a $3 million project. That's where condo owners are going to be in significant trouble in Miami, because they're going to be paying out their butts for that. And there's more things than just stucco, right? Balconies need to be replaced. Windows need to be replaced. The lobbies on the first floor need to be replaced. The carpets need to be replaced. There's a zillion things that need to be replaced on a condo. These are huge buildings we're talking about. And construction costs are at an all-time high. And who's going to be paying for all the repairs that haven't been collected or previously paid for in the past? The condo owners. So that's why I'm saying condo owners in Miami are in trouble in 2025 and 2026 for sure. So let's say, so there's two different things that are going to happen. There's going to be a special assessment, which is basically a one-time lump sum that the condo building is going to ask for. So let's say, again, $10 million they need to repair what is needed in this condo. Each individual unit owner is going to have to pay a certain amount. That's called a special assessment, a certain amount to cover the costs they need. It's called a special assessment, and it's paid for based on square footage. So bigger units, higher square footage units pay more than lower square footage units. That's how it's broken down. Because a studio or a one bedroom at 600 square feet definitely shouldn't be paying as much as a 3-bedroom at 2,000 square feet. So it's broken down by square feet. That's how special assessments are paid. So the condo building could ask for a special assessment, meaning they collect all the funds, like let's say $10 million all at once from all the different condo owners, which is prorated based on square footage. Or what they could do is they could say, okay, we don't want to call or levy a special assessment on all these condo owners. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do a HOA fee increase. So they'll vote on the HOA fee increase, and there's no telling as to how much that HOA fee is going to increase. It all depends on how much repairs and replacing the building needs to do. If it's an older building, typically the older the building, the more of a fee increase they're going to do, and the more expensive the special assessment is going to be. Because as I talked about before, the SIRS report, the Structural Integrity Reserve Study, that's going to give a useful life on those items. And the older the building, the less life is available for all those items on the building, typically. If you get a building that's built in 2020, it's only 4 years old, things still have a lot of life left because it's a new building. So the fees and the HOA fee increases and the special assessments would likely be smaller. On a 1970 building, that needs a new roof and stucco and everything, you're going to be hit with millions and millions of dollars because there's no useful life left unless they just replaced it. So HOA fee increase is one option, or a lump sum special assessment is another option. A lot of buildings are going to be doing both. You're going to get a special assessment and you're going to get an HOA fee increase. So you guys are going to be dealing with that. Now, what the future holds, right? So let's say you're currently a condo owner in Miami. You're worried that these special assessments are going to cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And you're worried that your HOA fee is going to increase significantly. You should think about selling. Think about selling to get out of the market so you don't have to pay thousands of dollars. And the next thing you're going to need to sell is you're going to need a valuation. You're going to have to figure out how much your condo is worth so you know how much money you're going to have to figure out your next move. Once you sell your condo, are you going to rent a place or are you going to buy another place? That's up to you and your lifestyle, and I'm here to help you guys figure that out. But what you can do is go to realmyestate.com. That's RealMyEstate.com/sell my condo now. Realmyestate.com/sell my condo now. You can go to that webpage, fill out the form. It's going to have it's going to get your address, your name, your email, phone, etc. And what I'll do is once you guys fill out that form, I'll give you a valuation for your condo. I'll tell you, hey, your condo is worth this much. You can sell it for this much. Let's get out of this. And then I'll send you, and then we'll be good to go. Then we can figure out the next steps. But if you are interested in selling, you don't want to pay the special assessments and you don't want to pay the fee increases, I would highly suggest filling that out. After you do that, that's great. I'll get in touch with you. Myself or my team will get in touch with you. But what does the future hold? What does the future look like for Miami condos? I really think the future for Miami condos is bright. It's temporary dark, but it's bright long term. And what I mean by that is right now, all the assessments are coming, all the fees are coming, and yeah, it's a downtime for the condos. People should be selling. But once all the reserve funds are built up and once all the fees are increased and once everything is moving steady after this new law goes into effect on January 1st of 2025, condo ownership in Miami is going to become significantly less variable, less scary. It's going to become easier. It's going to be happier because there's a lot more predictability. So after 2025, 26, 27, however long it is, there's going to be a lot more predictability in condo ownership because there's going to be less special assessments and less fee increases because they're collecting all the necessary money to replace all the items that has been studied by an engineer. And with all those things in place, it creates more predictability. That's exactly what the Florida government was going for by imposing this law. More predictability, safer, more secure condos. So it's going to be awesome once we get through this darkness. But this dark time is a dark time for condos. But like I said, future will be good. So hopefully this was a helpful situation, helpful stream, helpful talk for you guys. What I'm going to do is if you're watching on YouTube here, in the below in the typing section, I'm going to leave the link to the website if you want to sell. I also have my Instagram link on there. And I also wrote up an in-depth writing about what I just talked about. So you can have a physical copy and you can read what I just talked about. It's got pictures in there, everything. It's super amazing. If you want that, message me on Instagram at Alec Manchesky. Just say condo owner and I'll send that your way. If you're watching on Instagram and you want to learn what I just talked about, DM me the same thing, condo owner. I'll send it your way. If you're interested in selling and you want the valuation of your property, go to realmyestate.com/sell my condo now. I'm going to type that in there as well so everybody has that. But hopefully helpful. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.